All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. And as people come in, we can go ahead and repeat anything we discussed. But we're here today to talk about the 4-week clean eating challenge. So we just did this challenge. It ended a few weeks ago. We started in January, and every single participant that did the clean eating challenge saw results. Most individuals lost weight. Some just felt like they had more energy and lowered their inflammation. They didn't feel so exhausted throughout the day. I really saw some amazing results in the last challenge, and that is why we've decided to do it again. Also, because I had quite a few people that reached out while we were in the middle of the challenge, about 2.5 weeks in, asking if they could join. And because it is an entire 4-week challenge, we really needed to make sure that we focused strictly on those participants who were in the process of it, and then go ahead and decide to start another one where everybody starts from the very beginning, everybody has all the same information. And I wish I had done one of these for the previous clean eating challenge, but everyone did absolutely wonderful. I'm so proud of all the participants. And in fact, some of them are continuing their wellness journey with me, and they are on new programs and really working hard, just as they did in the challenge, to reach their healthy goals. And it's my hope that all of you will do that as well. So, the first question that I know people want to understand and will probably ask is, what is clean eating? How is that different from how I eat every day? So, all clean eating means is eating the majority of your foods as whole foods, eating fruits, vegetables, protein, good fats, complex carbohydrates. That's clean eating. Not over consuming overly processed foods. And there's a difference when it comes to processed foods, and sometimes it's difficult for the average person that doesn't know nutrition to understand what processed foods are, what's overly processed. So, minimally processed foods are things like rice, pasta, generally mostly complex carbohydrates for the most part, but there are other foods out there. A lot of our foods today have to go through some sort of processing. But when we start consuming foods that have a high abundance of ingredients that we can't pronounce and we don't understand, and we sure as hell don't know what they are, what they do for our body, what they can do to our body. So, focusing on less of those foods and more of the whole foods are generally what clean eating is. Really understanding everything that you're consuming. So when you eat grilled chicken, you know what's in that grilled chicken, and you have a preference if you get organic, if you get farm raised, cage free. However you eat your protein, you know generally what its source is, you know what's in it. But when you start to eat more of the fake foods, so to speak, you really start to feel a difference in your energy levels, in your body, in how you function every day. And it's not just your energy levels, it's how your body functions. Everything in our body needs nutrients. And protein. This is how we rebuild ourselves. This is what everything in our body is made up of, everything from our skin, our organs, our muscles, our tissue, our hair, our brain cells, our nails. All of it is built from the building blocks that come from nutrients. So when we eat too many of the overly processed foods, when we eat a lot of packaged meals, when we eat a lot of processed meats, sausages, things like that fall under, like a fake food or over processed food, we tend to not get the nutrients we need. And we don't realize most of the time that we're in a nutrient deficiency a good majority of the time. Most Americans are. because we as Americans consume a lot of overprocessed, fast, fake food. So clean eating is just incorporating the essential nutrients that come from proteins, carbohydrates, fats, fruits, and vegetables, and all the nutrients that go along with that. That doesn't mean you don't ever have foods that aren't minimally or even overprocessed. There are going to be days that, you have a turkey sausage along with your, oh, let's see what's going on here. Okay, not sure what that is. Okay, so you are going to have processed foods, you are going to have minimally processed foods, but the idea for the 4-week clean eating challenge is that you are not getting an abundance of anything other than clean whole foods. And that's what the challenge is about, is I give you a meal plan, I give you all the guidance you need to make sure you're consuming those specific meals. I don't want to hide the thumbnail. I'm sorry, I don't know what is going on with my screen. All right, there we go. Full screen is back. So the next question I get is who should do the clean eating challenge? Who is this challenge for? It's really for anyone that wants to improve their eating habits. Like I said, we have become accustomed to our new food system for as long as I can remember. We just don't know how to eat clean. We don't know how to prioritize essential nutrition. Not only because a lot of us don't actually know what it is, but because we're busy. We have families, we have full-time jobs. We are a hustle culture, go, go, go. So getting foods that are fast and easy and simple and can be thrown in the microwave or tossed in the oven have really been our bread and butter for getting through just being such busy, busy individuals, especially here in America. So over time, we start to acquire health issues. I have seen health issues ranging from type 2 diabetes to high blood pressure to chronic heart disease, severe gut issues and gut dysbiosis, brain fog, issues with cognitive function, memory recall, exhaustion, extreme stress. All of these are actually a result of inflammation, whether it be inflammation in the gut, inflammation in specific organs, or even inflammation of the brain. The overprocessed foods are what is generally the root cause of so many people's health issues. So the idea is in minimizing those foods and incorporating more nutrient-rich, nutrient-dense foods, you can start to reverse and minimize the symptoms of a lot of health issues. Not to say get rid of them completely. I have seen people do that with proper nutrition. Generally, it's not something that happens after 4 weeks because our program is 4 weeks, but it can get you on the right path and it can help you start feeling better. So really anyone who even just feels a little bit sluggish, anybody who wants to lose even just a little bit of weight. Some people don't feel that they're overweight, but clothes are a little bit tighter, or the same set of stairs you've been going up for the past couple of years are starting to feel very difficult, or your knees are starting to hurt because of it. You're experiencing more back pain. Any of these issues or concerns are reason to start adopting clean eating meals and foods. So 4 weeks is a great amount of time. For the people who joined the previous one, it was a great amount of time for people to see results and know that this way of eating is going to be so beneficial for them and their body and their health and their brain, and their future and how they reach their goals. So there's really just such a wide array of people that this could be so amazing for. Um, and I encourage anybody who's wanted to make a change. And this is also a really good way to do that minimally. 4 weeks is a short period of time, and you learn a lot as you're doing it and going through the 4 weeks. But maybe you decide, well, that was a little bit difficult for me, and I really just don't want to continue to eat like that. But now you know. And I assure you that if you do something like this, if you do incorporate a clean eating challenge or lifestyle, you're going to see such a difference that I can't imagine you would say, I'm never going to eat like that again. But maybe you only take a couple of the things you learned and you try something else, because all it is a learning process. That's it. This is information that we're not born knowing. So even learning just a few really healthy habits and learning about new foods and vegetables and fruits that you didn't even know you liked, or a new way of cooking them, can really help you whatever journey you decide to take, even in the future. So I would say anybody who's wanted to understand a little bit more about nutrition and what nutrient-dense foods are should absolutely consider doing this program, because it's not a very long period of time and you really have support the entire way through, which we'll get more into that. So what can you expect with the Clean Eating Challenge? So I'll tell you a little bit about what comes with it. So the first thing is you get an entire guide, to guide you through each week of the challenge. So every week there's 2 new challenges where one might be incorporating mindful eating, and you have an entire guide on how to do that, as well as maybe the next one is just hydration and how to get 64 ounces of water in throughout each day. So not only are you going to have the challenges weekly, but you have the support and the information and the knowledge to get through that challenge successfully. You don't have to guess how to do that or what you should be doing. You really just have all the information you need right in front of you. And this is information you're always going to have. So it's not a website where you log in and then once you're no longer a member, you don't have that information anymore. Once I send you your guide, you're always going to have the guide. So whether you decide to do another clean eating challenge with me in a couple months, or you decide to do it again on your own, you have all the information and you have the knowledge to continue to do that. So it's always yours. Every week you get a new guide. So the guide is pertaining to whatever that week's challenges are. So if the challenge is to incorporate more fermented foods, you're going to get a guide on the best prebiotics and probiotics for you to consume and what they are, how they work in your body, the best way to incorporate them. And those come every single week along with your challenges. You also get personalized macros or calories. So if I have someone coming to me from Weight Watchers or something like that, they really understand calorie counting. So they prefer for me to give them their amount of calories that they need to consume each day based on their goal. So if somebody is looking to maintain their weight, I give them the calories they need daily for weight maintenance. If somebody is looking to lose weight, I give them their daily calories for that individual person to lose weight effectively, efficiently, and healthy, most importantly, and sustainably. We don't want to have such a huge drop in weight that it's not sustainable and it comes right back. The idea is to change habits, incorporate some better habits as they pertain to food and nutrition and meals and meal prep, and to incorporate those in the long term and in the future so you can reach the continued goals, because you have goals past 4 weeks, of course. So I give you those personalized calories, but for some people, they don't want to count their calories. They want to just pay attention to their macros. So anyone that's done a ketogenic diet or a carnivore, they know that it's the macros that they want to follow. So I give them the number of proteins in grams that they need a day, how much fat they need a day, and how much complex carbohydrates they need a day for all the same things, whether they're looking to lose, maintain, or even gain weight. You'd be surprised. Some people are underweight and malnourished and looking to gain weight. So we help those individuals as well. So you get your personalized macros or calories, and we decide together what the best one of those for you are. You also get 4 weeks of meal plans. So when you sign up for the 4-week clean eating challenge, once you go in and you pay, we'll get to that too. There is a list of questions for you to answer for me to ensure that I'm not putting anything on your meal plan that one, you're allergic to, or two, you refuse to eat and you think is awful and you hate that food. Because this is about incorporating better habits. It's not about just eating things that you hate so you can reach a goal. The idea is to teach you about new foods, teach you about foods maybe you didn't like before and you want to see if you like now. But I never want to force something that somebody doesn't want or have you eating something that you're allergic to, because that's the last thing that we want. So you get 4 weeks of meal plans that are geared towards your way of eating. Also recipes. So you get an entire guide filled with all different types of recipes. A lot of them are on your meal plan, and some of them are just extra recipes in case you decide to incorporate these into some of your daily meals, or just in the long term, in the future, you want to go ahead and cook those. I make sure you are stocked up with good recipes, and they're all very manageable. And another thing that I had a lot of people say from the first challenge about my recipes is that I don't give you recipes that are filled with foods that you can't find at your local grocery store, market, farmer's market. I'm not going to have you working on or trying to make a recipe that you can't seem to find 4 of the vegetables in it because you've never heard of them before. They can only be purchased at a Whole Foods or an Erewhon. I absolutely make sure everything is manageable for everybody because everyone has different markets around them, different budgets, and it just makes so much more sense to make it available for everybody. You also get a grocery guide. So along with your recipes, you get a full, extensive list of all of the groceries that are considered clean eating, that are nutrient dense, nutrient rich. So even if, let's say, on your meal plan, one of the days you don't like what I put for dinner, you don't want to eat that, you just don't feel like having it, that's fine. You can go to your grocery list, find a protein you like, find some vegetables you like, find some complex carbs you like, and that's what you can make for dinner. So the grocery list is wonderful for you to work on your own meals if you don't want to consistently follow the meal plan, which is perfectly fine. And you get guides every week. I think I stated this before. So every week you're going to have guides that help support you with whatever that week's challenges are. But in addition to that, you also have a direct line to me at all times. So I am available 24/7 to all my participants in the Clean Eating Challenge. And this is for a few reasons, but the main one is I noticed that a lot of times people are not successful in reaching their goals because they don't have anyone to ask questions to in the time frame they need that question answered. So where someone may be at the grocery store and purchasing something and they don't know if it falls under clean eating. They can take a picture of it, they can send me a nutrition label, they can text me, they can call me and ask me if it's all right, and they will get an answer like this, as opposed to if it's just someone I meet with maybe once a week, or they have to email and wait, 48 hours to get a response. Sometimes that can hinder progress and success. So having a direct line to me at all times is a really helpful way to get your questions answered right away so you don't have any lapse in judgment or understanding of the things you're eating. You just know right away, yes, it's okay. No, let's find a better choice. And I can help motivate you and support you. So I send weekly text messages. I send you helpful information. If I found a wonderful meal prep hack that you can get at Costco or Whole Foods, I'm going to send you a picture and tell you how to do it. So you have a direct line to me, but I also have a direct line to you to remind you every week why you're doing this and motivate you to continue on your challenge. And the accountability. The accountability is really, really important. So with the clean eating challenge, I generally have all the participants log their foods daily. And this isn't just for the accountability portion because I'm not judging what you're eating. I'm just ensuring that what you're doing is right for your journey, especially right for your goal specifically, because everybody's goal differs when they join this challenge. So in logging your foods, in addition to the accountability, it also helps you understand what you're eating. You'd be surprised when I have somebody log their entire foods for the day, whether they're on the challenge or whether it's just a regular day of eating. We don't really understand how much protein we consume throughout the day. We don't always understand how much sugar is in that one vitamin water that we love to drink every day, even if it's, the healthy version. So logging your foods really gives you a great understanding of nutrition labels and what you're consuming every day. And when you start becoming cognizant of the food you're eating, it really helps you make better choices. And it helps you understand when your choices aren't so great. And not that it's a bad thing, again, there's no judgment, but you have to have that understanding to make good choices and to understand when the choices aren't so great, you know what to attribute things like poor sleep and exhaustion, low energy. You can attribute those generally to the foods you ate when you start understanding what calories, what macronutrients, how much of that food you ate actually has some nutritional value and what doesn't. And then you can start understanding where your issues are coming from, whether they be gut issues, whether they be um, low energy, whatever the case may be. It all stems from something. It all stems from inflammation, ideally, but we don't understand how we acquire that inflammation. For most individuals I speak to, when they come to me, they try and give me the reason that they feel the way they do and they have the health issues they do. Oh, I'm getting older. I know that once you get older, everything just, goes to hell. Or I have PCOS and I was diagnosed a year ago and that's why I feel this way. That's what's going on with me. Or I've gained a lot of weight over the past few years for whatever reason, whether it be stress, pregnancy. Um, and yes, those attribute to why you feel the way you do and why people get to the point where they come to me for help. But it still all stems from inflammation and it has a root cause. Everything has a root cause. So rather than treating someone with medication, which is what your physician does, we also, in addition to treating with medication if you need, get to the root cause of the issue. What was the root cause of the blood sugar dysregulation? What is the root cause of diabetes, of your gut issues, of your PCOS? And that's where the nutrients come in. And once you start to regulate that and lower the inflammation, you see very, very quickly that symptoms from anything you suffer from start to become less and less and offer some relief for you. So I don't in the I'm going on almost 14 years now. I've been in nutrition and I have never seen somebody's issues stay the same or get worse when they start to incorporate clean eating. So that really should be a good reason for everyone to want to do this challenge over the course of 4 weeks because there's really nothing you're feeling or going through that clean eating can't help you alleviate issues from. And who doesn't want to feel better and have more energy and really just understand food? For some of you, you're parents and you want to teach your children how to eat better. So, what's the best way to do that? You have to learn how to eat better. You have to understand nutrients and macros and calories to really be able to educate your children. And it's my hope that we can educate ourselves enough. I can help educate you, and you can be knowledgeable enough where your children won't have these issues, where this next generation and future generations won't have to be on so many medications and feel the way that we felt for so long. Um, and we want better for them always. We always want better for our kids. So that's all the more reason to do it. I can give you 1,001 reasons to want to do this, but ideally, if you're tuning into this and you're watching it, you know your why. And I can pretty much guarantee you, without me knowing your why, that this can help you. Even in the slightest, it can help you. So the challenge runs for 4 weeks. It starts March 3rd. Make sure I have that correct because I could very well be mistaken. Nope, yes, Monday, March 3rd, it starts. And it is $99 to join. That is all you need to pay. As soon as you pay the $99, you can go onto the website, go ahead and purchase. It'll ask you a few questions. And once you answer those questions, it sends the notification that you have paid, and your plan goes out within about 24 hours from the time that you paid. So ideally, you want to sign up before the start date because you don't want to be behind in the weekly challenges, but also you want to have your guide in your hands before the 3rd. You ideally want it that weekend or before because you want to be able to read through all the materials and understand what you're going to be eating. And it's going to take a little bit of work just getting yourself prepared. You want to be mentally ready, yes, but you want to be physically ready too. You want to already have some of the foods that you know you're going to be eating. Take a look at the recipes and make sure that you have some of the herbs and spices. Start looking at the meal plan and making sure that the foods on it you're going to enjoy, and start preparing yourself. Even meal planning a couple of days, or at least your lunches to take to work. That way you're not overwhelmed when it starts. And the weekly calls are going to be the same day and time every week. And you'll be emailed what that day and time is because I'm not sure what it is yet. I kind of get a consensus of what works for everybody, and then we do our weekly calls. Generally, they're on Sunday. So if that works for this next group of people, we'll continue to have the Clean Eating Challenge weekly calls every Sunday. And if you're unable, if your kids have sports or you have something going on, we do record them and they go on our YouTube. So you're welcome to go ahead and watch them afterwards. But the reason I encourage you to make the time to watch them if you can the day they come out or when we're live doing the call is because you can ask questions. And it's a really good way for everyone who's doing the challenge together to support each other and give each other ideas, and you can kind of hear what's going on with everybody else. I ask questions. How did everyone feel this week? Who's had some victories? Who's had some challenges? And you really start to feel the community of doing this with other individuals as well. So the calls are great for the connection and the community, but also so you can get any questions answered that you may have, and hear a little bit about how others are doing and what they're feeling. So that is when everything is starting. That is everything you get. And hopefully I've given you enough reasons today to want to go ahead and join. If you do have any further questions, feel free to email me, feel free to post them. I will get them answered right away. But I will cut off registration probably Sunday, March 2nd. So I don't want anybody purchasing it and starting late. So we will probably cut it off the day before the Clean Eating Challenge starts. But other than that, think about it. If it's really something you want to do, absolutely get yourself signed up. There's no better time to start feeling better. And we always think we have more time than we do. So really think about wanting to make a change and wanting to understand the foods you eat and how to nourish your body, not just for everyday life, but for energy, for life expectancy, for vitality, to just wake up every morning and start feeling your best. A lot of us haven't felt like that in a very long time. And going by what every participant in the previous challenge said, you will absolutely start to feel like that. And there's no reason not to want to feel like that. So think about it. Get yourself signed up if you know that this is for you, and feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Hopefully, I'll see you all soon. Bye.